Hi, welcome back to A Step Ahead. We haven't had one of these in a little while. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about an incident that came up a few days ago, which I think it's interesting for us to discuss because I think people are going to probably run into this. And I'd like to get more into the practical use of the system as we move forward. The reason is I've been watching people use the system, and I think there's a lot of things that are not being utilized that can really help your business. So I think it's important that we discuss those things, trying to keep the videos as short as possible so that you can view them and just get the feedback quickly. So the other day, we had a guest that was staying for a month at a condo that I rent. I rent it so that I can kind of see what's happening and I can evaluate how the system is helping or not helping the unit. So after a month, we spoke with the guest and they decided to extend their stay. So we extended their stay, and this reservation was through Airbnb. So this was rather interesting. I've never really had to do this, but randomly in an afternoon after the extension, we received a phone call from Airbnb, and they said, you need to evict the guest immediately because they have broken the terms and conditions of Airbnb. So we don't know this guest personally. We just know that somebody's staying at the house, and Airbnb is not allowed to tell you why you need to evict the guest. So it's interesting, right? We're going to a house, someone's been there for a month. We're going to tell them, hey, you need to leave. We really don't know why, but you need to leave. So it was rather, I would probably say rather scary. It was the first time that we've ever had to do something like that. So I reached out to a few friends. I asked them some questions, and it was interesting that the people that were more knowledgeable, their feedback was very interesting, right? The first thing is, well, if I knock on the door and there's something shady going on, what happens if, what happens if there's, something goes wrong, right? So that's kind of scary. So instantly we say, okay, we'll call the cops. So we called the cops. Cops came out. And then they said, well, we can't knock on the door and tell them that you're evicted because we don't have probable cause. In other words, I personally don't know what happened in there. I was just told by Airbnb to evict them, and the police will not do it themselves. So we had to go to the door and knock. The police would go with us, but we had to go to the door and knock, which was still scary, right? If somebody, let's just say they had a gun because they were doing something illegal in there and they knew that there could be a problem. So, as I reached out to people I know, I said, hey, what do you do, or how have you handled this before? And it was interesting because um, the feedback was, look, if somebody's doing something in there, the moment that you show up with cops, they tend to be very cooperative, which is kind of weird, right? They say the moment they see the cops, they'll cooperate. And the other thing is, you just got to be careful. So once you knock, I would stand behind the cops, right? That's kind of the feedback. It's still kind of scary, but that was the feedback that we got. So it was rather interesting. It was definitely a new experience. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So what we did is we went to the door with the cops and we knocked, and then we tried to stand behind the cops just in case. Nothing happened. It was interesting because the person opened the door, and then we told him, hey, we've received the message from Airbnb that you need to leave the premises right away. You've been evicted. And the guy that answered the door just said, oh, okay, no problem. Let me get my stuff and I'll get out of here. That's kind of weird. He said that's strange that happened. In other words, he didn't even argue, right? If I'm staying somewhere for a month and you show up and tell me, hey, you need to leave right now because I'm evicting you because Airbnb said to evict you, I would probably defend myself. I would probably say, no, I've paid to be here. I'm not just going to walk out and take my stuff and leave. So it was really interesting because what happened was the moment they saw the cops, then it was just a quick, I'll leave, I'll get out of here. So as soon as that happened, the guy started moving things out, and then the cops left. So, you still have that hesitation, right? Now the cops have left, and now it's just you and the guest while he's moving his things out. So luckily nothing happened and everything worked out for us. It's just, it's a very unique situation. I've never had to deal with something like that. And then afterwards, we went in just to survey everything inside the place. And there were a few things that, they were messed up, probably normal wear and tear from somebody that's been there for 30 days. But that started to make me think. And maybe in the future, one of the things that we may put together is we have an asset management system. And the asset management system allows you to enter like a TV, a picture of the TV, the cost of the TV, a receipt, where it's at, all sorts of this information on something like that. So if you did like an asset inspection, and after somebody left, you just go through and inspect each of the items that you have defined as valuable assets that you would like to inspect. So then as you're going through, when you look at something and you see that it's not, either it's not working or they scratched or broke something, then on an asset inspection, then you take a picture of the broken item. And then what could be done is we could automatically create a claim. So the claim would then show, you have the initial picture of the TV from your asset management system. You have the receipt that you can also put in there. You have information and details about it that you have in your asset management system. And then you have the picture that you took of that item being broken. So I've spoken with some insurance companies who really like the idea, right? Because you're basically automatically building a claim. So I'd love to get some feedback from you. My email is carlos@streamlinevrs.com. If you've had any similar situations, if you have, actually, if you want to tell me about a unique situation that you've had that is kind of scary like that, I would love to hear it, maybe share it. I can share it with some people. Maybe we can do a one-on-one as well and discuss the situation. But definitely want to hear what you think about automatically building a claim just from taking pictures with the app. I know the insurance company I spoke with was extremely excited. They thought it was great because I think when they get claims, they tend to be all over the place. So thank you very much. Just wanted to quickly share this. I thought it was very unique, and at least if it does happen to you, you can know that we went through it, or I went through it, and we actually, I think it worked out okay. I don't think it was a bad situation. So thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next Step Ahead video.